The family of a Minnesota mother who disappeared faces another emotional hurdle.
25-year-old Addie Jensen vanished last fall. Her ex-boyfriend would later admit to dismembering her in Minneapolis. But investigators never proved that Josh Dow killed her. Now he wants joint custody of their 3-year-old daughter. Jensen's family shared their anguish and what they'd like to see happen to their granddaughter with WCCO's Jennifer Mayerle.
No, I think that's going to be good.
Then there are also times where Chloe will do something and I can see Addie in her.
It is in those moments that bring David and Cinda Jensen happiness, despite their unbearable sorrow.
I think about Chloe not growing up with her mother. And when I think about how being a mother was the most important thing to Addie, and it brought her so much joy.
Early on, the Jensens worried about Addie's relationship with Chloe's dad, Josh Dow.
We just had a tough situation where you wanted to love the person that your daughter loved, and yet you could see it was really a rocky relationship.
The Jensens said there were breakups and makeups in the couple's 7 years together. Just weeks before Addie's death, she left Dow, and she and Chloe moved in with her parents. And then one November night in 2015, Addie didn't come home.
I just had a feeling that something was wrong.
The Jensen said Dow told them Addie walked away after a night downtown, and he was worried about her.
We made flyers, we called the morgues, we called the hospitals. And so essentially we're searching for 5 days trying to figure out where she was.
And then they received a call from police.
He just said, "We have reason to believe that your daughter is no longer alive." And I just screamed and just fell to the floor.
Dow's brother had contacted police
And told them that Addie was dead, that she was shot, and that he had helped Joshua move the body.
She admitted to cutting up our daughter's body and
throwing her in the garbage.
WCCO was there as police carried out bags of evidence from Josh Dow's house in North Minneapolis in late November. To this day, Addie's body has not been found.
Do we really believe he did it? And we do. Do we have the evidence to prove it? No.
Dow pleaded guilty in late March to interfering with a dead body and the sale of drugs. Dow admitted he dismembered Addie and he took, quote, the parts and put them in the garbage in Minneapolis in different garbage cans. He testified he did it to hide the evidence so his daughter wouldn't know that her mom killed herself. Hennepin County Attorney Mike Freeman says Dow was sentenced to 8 years in prison.
What would you need to charge him with homicide?
How about a body? A body, an eyewitness, DNA, some more evidence.
Dow wants joint custody of Chloe. Freeman acknowledges family court usually favors the parent.
That preference goes out the window if you have someone who's committed this kind of crimes.
Who is that? Grandpa. That's right.
Still, it's what keeps the Jensens up at night. They want to adopt Chloe, and they can't move forward unless Dow terminates his parental rights.
I don't know how I can hand our granddaughter over to the man that cut up and threw her mother away. I mean, how can you let him have parenting time for what he did?
They want to introduce Chloe to the things her mother loved, camping and animals, and being surrounded by family.
we will not let this define her. For us right now, it's about raising a loving, kind, giving, and faithful child.
Now, the law firm Robbins Kaplan took the Jensens case pro bono. Today, the team filed a petition to terminate Dow's parental rights so the Jensens can adopt Chloe. If Dow opposes, the case will go to trial later this summer. And the Jensens and the Hennepin County Attorney's Office ask anyone who has any information about Addie's death to come forward. The law firm has set up an email for people to send tips to. It is justiceforaddie@gmail.com.
You really feel for them because they've just been through so much already.
They have, and it sounds like they might go through even more, Amelia.
All right. Thank you, Jennifer.